Nightwish, huh? Hey guys, Ranchin here, bringing on another suck of commentary, finally, huh? And I'm going to be commentating a game in the lineup Proleague, or whatever the heck that is. There's a match here. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Matchup here between STX Seoul and eSTRO, the 4th set. I decided to just do this one single matchup because I don't want to get rusty. It's going to be on the new map, Silver Wing. This is going to be Hwasin against Haran. We're going to have Haran at the 1 o'clock position as the teal zerg, and we're going to have Hwasin in the 5 o'clock position as the yellow terran. Hwasin, of course, known as a very veteran player, very good terran versus zerg player, and still a heavy advocate of medic marines, even though I have seen him go mech sometimes, and doesn't always work out for him, honestly. Haran is one of the new players on eSTRO. He got traded there from... I don't quite remember where he got traded there from, but he promises to possibly be an important part of their lineup come this Proleague season, possibly to finally get him up from that perennial 11th spot. So let's see, this is going to be the new map, Silver Ring. As I said, 4-player map, so we might be seeing some economic builds coming from other players. Let's see, Haran going to send out a drone now, most likely to scout. It's a bit too early for a 12 hatch, I believe. A little bit too early there. He did go overlord first, so he still might be thinking of going for totally just sending out a scout drone first because of the 4-player map. And against the player like Hwasin, definitely wants to make sure he can spot out what's happening, maybe spot whether there's cheese, because there definitely is placement in the middle of the map where you can put some buildings down, where you can put some cheesy racks down and do something crazy. On the opposite side, Hwasin is just going to go for racks first, so he might be going for racks into expansion. Pretty standard so far from what I can see. Drone going to go at the upper left hand. Unfortunately, is going to scout Hwasin last. So Haran unlucky in the draw there. He's going to now put down his 12 hatch while Hwasin just now sends his scout. If he sends it at the upper right, he's going to have an instant advantage already. He's going to be able to spot 12 hatch and going to see exactly what Haran's up to the entire time. But he's apparently sending the scout to the lower left. So no, he's also going to scout Haran last. I think when he spots the drone, he's going to skip going to the lower left hand position, possibly going to the upper left. Still going to get delayed though in scouting no matter what happens. Yeah, it's a very interesting map, all in all. A little bit Zerg favored, in my opinion, that definitely Mutalisks are very good. Air units are very good to play around with. The natural expansion is very, very difficult, despite it's a bit of a distance between your main base and your natural expansion. So you have to put some production buildings very close to the ramp if you want to defend it easily. It's also going to be hard to defend simply because Mutalisks are very hard to put down some turrets around, so you're going to have to resort possibly to some flyers of your own to defend against mutal attack. Now finally the drone's going to be coming in for Haran, so he's going to spot what Hwasin's up to, which is in fact 1 Rax with a marine that almost gets the drone. There is going to be an expansion most likely coming up soon from Hwasin while Haran's waiting for his initial spawning tool to come up. No initial damage is going to be, it's going to take a little while to get some economy going. I'm going to see who manages to do some damage though. We're going to see if Hwasin decides to actually push an advantage, and Haran actually going to go for a 3rd hatchery. Going to go for a 2 base build. Meanwhile, Hwasin's going to put down on command center. Has a CV scout center for Haran's base, just riding around, spotting what's going on. Also moving out with 2 of his marines, possibly thinking of putting down some pressure. And if Haran hasn't built any zerglings yet, this could be a very successful 3rd marine. Also, actually moving out. The SCV still moving around, possibly thinking of doing something, possibly doing it for harassing. There are a couple of drones that are going to the next expansions. And I hope, yeah, they're all zerglings need popping. So 2 zerglings to start off with. They're going to attack the SCV and Hwasin, so he spots those, and he's going to move back. He doesn't want to sacrifice his initial marines. But yeah, what I also want to say about this map, the 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 12 o'clock positions each have a base that have 2 ramps. 1 ramp leading directly from the natural, which is very heavily defended, so there's no freaking way your opponent's going to get in through there. And there's a much smaller ramp that your opponents can get through. So actually that 3rd base, that 3rd gas, can be very easily defended. Yet another thing that I think is going to give Zerg some games on this map. Gas not being put down for Hwasin, while on the opposite side, the lair being put up by Haran as he finally managed to kill Hwasin's scout, getting his natural expansion going. Hwasin at this point 6 marines, now adding an academy, so he's going to go for stand-up marine. Did have a 2nd Rax coming up, and his natural expansion just now coming up as he puts a couple SCVs in that position. There is also a rather large bridge that's defending his natural expansion. Now you can defend it. It's not easy to defend against a small assault, of course, but run-bys and such, but overall it's a fairly defendable position, especially in a heavy macro game. You can put some tanks there behind it, and as long as you block it off partially, you can be in a pretty good position. Evolution Jibber coming up for Haran. So he's still going to micro getting his second extractor done. Hwasin did put a bunker at his natural expansion, possibly thinking of a possible zergling attack. He does have 3 Marines waiting on his ramp, while the rest of it are in the bunker, so he's just trying to make sure he can prevent a zergling run by with speed. Where almost up, so we're going to see whether Haran actually does go for those Mutalisks as a response. This, I believe, is a very good Mutalisk map. As you can see, not in a lot of position to put turrets on those mineral lines and the natural expansion. Third Rexton coming up for Hwasin, and apparently not getting any upgrades as of yet. Possibly not enough gas quite yet. Also putting down a supply depot, I believe. There is a blocking building. Second Spire with hell. Spire coming up for Haran, while Academy for Hwasin is now final, getting some upgrades, getting some stim going. He's going to need those, as well as range. Fuller's Mule is going to be coming up for Haran. Although I'm still thinking Haran doesn't really have much in the way of force. I believe that's a Spork Sunken Colony is going to be put down at his natural expansion. Constantine now coming up for Hwasin, as well as an eBay, so he's going to get some upgrades going. And I think Hwasin, the way he's going, he's going to have quite a few forces. Should have already magics out. He's going to have quite a few forces possibly attacking. Haran doesn't really have much in the way of forces at all. So if he gets stim going, he's going to be able to go attack Haran. You can see he's being very careful putting down 2 Sunken Colonies outside his natural expansion. Wasn't even possibly thinking of a third, but he saw that Hwasin wasn't pushing out. Just going to wait for his Spire right now, but Hwasin now going to move out. Control group of Marines. There is a third Sunken coming up, and he's going to need all of this. He's going to need those 3 Sunkens, those 3 Zergers. They should be able to hold this back. Those Sunken colonies are going to pop in time. He's actually going to put down a 4th, going to put down a whole line. Third Sunken is not going to be up in time. Oh, third just might come just in time as Medic Marine is going to see whether the stim kicks in just at the right time for Hwasin. We're going to see Hwasin actually decides to push this, or decides that it's a little bit too risky for him. Third Sunken popping up right now. 1 hit going on, I believe, against a medic. Hwasin just spotting the position there. I think wondering whether he should risk it or not. But I think, honestly, Haran at this point is at the back foot already, because he's on 2 bases while he's allowed Hwasin to expand himself. Hwasin putting down turrets at defensive positions just to make sure those Mutalisks don't do too much damage. And what Haran needs to do, either to go do some economic damage and possibly minimize the threat of that medic marine number that's there, is all going to come